Hi, my name is Austin Child. I am an intern with Innovate Ag in the Ag Aid Institute. I'm studying applied mathematics and excited to share with you some of the things I learned. So, to begin, my project was in Snohomish County. The average farm size is 52 acres, 16% direct to consumer. Um, Biggest crops are hay, corn silage, berries, particularly blueberries, which I got to work with, and some of the others. 22% of those farms are irrigated, so very different than Eastern Washington. 92% of the farm owners are over 35, particularly interesting when you consider adoption rates of technology, and 96% of those farms are family farms. My project focused on helping farmers to scan their fields and help them understand their soil and implement soil moisture sensors. However, due to some contractual issues, I was unable to do a lot of that. So, what I want to share with you today is my experience working with these farmers and talking with them, preparing to do that, and kind of understanding their farms, and being able to go to some different conferences and understand the technology involved and how we should be helping these farmers use technology. So, I'll start off by talking about some of these conferences. I began at an AI Investor Summit, uh, not ag related at all. And it was really interesting. A lot of the presenters focused on workload management, which I feel is particularly helpful in the agriculture world. And I think AI has a great potential um, to help farmers. That was cool to make some connections there. However, there is little enthusiasm for AI in the life sciences. It seems particularly not too much being done in the agriculture world. So I'm grateful for the Ag Aid Institute that is working heavily to bring AI into the agriculture world. Also, I was able to go to a lot of grower conferences. This was an awesome opportunity to meet lots of growers, farmers, and researchers and tech companies. So I was at the Berry Smart Field Days in Mount Vernon, focused on blueberries, a blueberry grower conference in Oregon. There was an ag tech adoption pathways workshop I was able to go to in the Tri Cities area, and a smart orchard field day hosted in part by the Ag Aid Institute. Each of these were absolutely incredible opportunities to learn, and I feel like these conferences provide an awesome opportunity for farmers to learn as well and to understand what kind of technology is available for them. So that's exactly what these conferences do really good at. They bring technology to the grower. But uh, my thought is that maybe we need to switch how we're thinking about technology and the grower. I think we need to be placing the grower first. We need to understand how we can help solve the grower's problem by bringing technology to the grower that solves their problems. Often, I think we push technology on farmers without actually understanding their problems. So, what do growers want? What do they need? Well, for one, they want increased crop quantity or quality. So, bigger fruit, better tasting, right? Better color, and they want more of it. They also want increased profit margins and a return on their investment, and they need more time. One of the farmers I worked with at Andrews Hay would spend over an hour every day going to different pump stations, turning on and off his water. Last year, he implemented a app on his phone where he can turn those stations on and off, and he saves a lot of time each day that he's able to apply into different parts of his farm, and that's very helpful for him. And it moves the needle. It gives him more time, right? That's exactly what we're looking for. So these technologies, they need to come to the farmer in a way that they want it. It needs to be simple, easily integrable into what they're doing. It needs to bring immediate returns in those measures we talked about previously. It needs to be economical, right? Something that the farmer can afford, which can be tricky right now. And it needs to be measurable. It needs to actually make a difference. Actually, going back, I want to talk about one thing in particular. Last week, I talked with a farmer about using soil moisture sensors on his farm, and I was really excited. I talked to him 5 or 10 minutes, and then he informed me, I actually don't even irrigate, Austin. And I realized, oh my goodness, I'd been trying to push this solution on him when he didn't need it at all. And so I think that goes to the immediate returns, right? It needs to actually make a difference for the farmer, and we need to recognize that we should be solving solutions, not just pushing technology. So that brings us to our role, right? We need to understand the grower. We need to understand their needs, their problems, the things that are working and the things that aren't. And we need to be designing based on those needs. We need to be working with the growers, but we also need to be working with the ag tech startups and the policymakers. And we need to help educate those individuals as well on what is working, the research that is being done, and what isn't working. So here are some possible solutions. First, I think those grower and technology conferences are awesome. It provides an optimal place for education to happen for the growers and for collaboration to take place. It was neat to see how growers kind of pick and chose the technologies that would make a difference for them. Second, I think there needs to be some farm table education. What I mean by this is often when you meet with a grower, sometimes it's literally at their kitchen table. We need to be getting to the farms and understanding exactly what's going on with the farmer. It doesn't really work just to call and to talk. We need to be on the farm so that we can see the problems and participate in those problems so that we can design based on that. And finally, which I actually feel is most important, we need to be triaging our research projects. There's so many passionate researchers out there, which is great. We want to bring this technology to the farmer and we want to do good, but we need to understand what will actually make a difference. When we look at an example, or I want to look at an example, the Adoption Pathways workshop I was at did a wonderful job at triaging some of the different things they wanted to work on. They had a short-term agenda or roadmap, a mid-term, and a long-term roadmap. And some of the short-term items they had determined were of paramount importance so that these midterm and long-term items could take place. That's the kind of thing we need to be doing with our research projects. We need to decide what will actually make a difference to the farmer and what works right now for the farmer in the economy that we currently have. It doesn't mean that one of the research projects doesn't necessarily make a difference, but it means that others may be more important. I feel that AgAid is particularly well placed to make a difference in the agriculture industry. Their mission statement is to build and foster partnerships between AI and ag communities and create a transdisciplinary ecosystem for technology innovation and knowledge transfer. That's exactly what we need, right? We need farmers to be sharing with us what their problems are. We need to understand those problems and we need to work together, right? This transdisciplinary ecosystem so that technology can be given to the farmer based on their needs, not based on what's exciting for us, but based on what the farmer needs. So I want to just thank Steve Mantle with Innovate Ag, the AgAid Institute, and each of my fellow interns for helping me, and finally the grant that made this possible. And most importantly, I want to thank each of the farmers out there that keep food on our tables. Thank you.